5 Bizzare NFL Players. Number 1. Jameis Winston's Issues and Fitz Magic. A brief yet strange quarterback controversy brewed in Tampa Bay for some time. Winston was suspended for the first 3 games of the season for groping a female Uber driver. It was another bad mark on the young quarterback who's been dealing with this issue before. It opened the door for his backup Ryan Fitzpatrick to take over the offense, and the Ivy Leaguer took complete control of everything once given a chance in the first few weeks. He put together 3 straight 400-yard passing games to go along with 11 touchdown passes to 4 interceptions. It looked to be his team once Winston's suspension was up. But then, Fitzpatrick coming back down to earth, he had his worst game after his up-and-down Monday night performance against the Steelers. He would be benched in favor of Winston and wouldn't get another chance until brought in for relief in Week 8 against the Bengals. Winston remained the backup once again until relieving for Fitzpatrick once again in Week 11's matchup against the New York Giants. He would continue to be the starter until the season's end. Amazingly, even with all the changing at the quarterbacks, the team still ranked first in NFL's passing. Number 2. Jalen Ramsey's trash talk that at times wasn't backed up. Over the summer, the magazine GQ sat down with Jaguars quarterback Jalen Ramsey to discuss with him his game and his strong opinions about everyone. It delved into everything from whom he thought was an excellent quarterback to who, putting it lightly, he believed to be trash or overrated. A few names came up when discussing this topic of interest, from praising the likes of Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, and Blake Bortles, to banning other players such as Jimmy Garoppolo, Josh Allen, and Matt Ryan, to name a few. He's been no stranger to trash talking before either. He's found himself in spots that have gotten him into trouble because of his mouth, like the verbal jabbing between him and Steve Smith to the time that he was chokeslammed by AJ Green during a game. The former Seminole loves to run his mouth. However, his comments have put him under a microscope over the quarterbacks he's talked about, most notably with Josh Allen, whom he's played against this year. The Bills came away with the win after Allen's game, and Ramsey refused to retract his comments about calling the rookie trash, but did acknowledge that if he did get enough, the team would win. Another instance is that his play with the previous 2 seasons and this year. Last year, Ramsey was 3rd best quarterback according to PFF with an overall grade of 91.8. However, this year he's gone below that with a 74.4 and ranking as the 24th best cornerback in the NFL. Number 3. Josh Gordon's rise and fall. Someone that looked as if he was finally back and track to lose it all in the end. Gordon's time in the league is a perplexing one, to put it. From being picked up in the 2012 supplemental draft by the Cleveland Browns, the Baylor product looked to be the next big star at receiver. He came onto the scene with 137 catches for 2,451 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns that earned him All-Pro honors. However, off the field, issues got in the way of his production and ability to be out on the field. He would be suspended from the league for both the 2015 and 2016 seasons and wouldn't get a chance to come back to the Browns until Week 13 of 2017. Gordon would later take a leave of absence in the offseason to work on his mental health. As much as this helped him for some time, the Browns still had their moments of feeling as if he wasn't all there for him and chose to trade him. He goes to the New England Patriots to help with their receiving issue with Julian Edelman gone, Rob Gronkowski declining, and Tom Brady nearing the end of his career. It all looked to work as Gordon put up the 40 catches for 720 yards and 3 touchdowns, and helping the Pats in getting to the playoffs. But then, he would be indefinitely suspended once again for substance abuse, and then let go of the team that traded for him, culminating in the end of the 2013 Pro Bowler's career in the league. Number 4. Dez Bryant's entire journey. Injuries are an unfortunate part of the game, and ultimately the reason for many great players to cut out or helping their teams reaching new heights. It can even be harder for a player who's new on the team. But for someone like receiver Dez Bryant, who was picked up midway through the season to help an already phenomenal Saints, offense is something even more of a dagger for both sides. As grueling as it was for New Orleans to see a new weapon being taken away because of a torn Achilles is something that they didn't wish for when signing Bryant to a 1-year deal. But it's even worse for the former Cowboy after having sat out for most of 2018 and waiting for a team to offer him a contract. He wanted to be on a contender, a system where he can flourish. He got that with New Orleans, but in the end it didn't work out for either side as his season was over in his second practice with the new team. Luckily for the 30-year-old receiver, the Saints say that they're open to bringing him back. Number 5. John Gruden and the Raiders. The former Colors commentator returned to Oakland as head coach hasn't gone in the best of ways. Even from the start, many believed this signing wasn't the best move for the team, and in return, much of this team and season has been derailed because of the Gruden's choices. He selected not to look more into helping out a struggling defense that had only had 5 interceptions during all of last season, and just made it worse by signing numerous veterans that were past their primes. Guys like receiver Jordy Nelson and running back Doug Martin weren't going to help out the offense the way that they used to. Then he went on to trading two of the team's best players in pass rusher Khalil Mack and receiver Amari Cooper. Mack's trade to the Bears would result in the Raiders having the worst pass rush in the NFL with an embarrassing 13 sacks at the end of the year. And Cooper's trade to the Cowboys would offset Derek Carr's development moving forward without one of the best targets in the league. In more changes to the team, former general manager Reggie McKenzie was let go by the Raiders before the season had ended. It's been all over the place for Gruden and company.